What from MTN News, this is Montana This Morning.
Israeli gratitude for America's support. I'm Ian Lee with Secretary Antony Blinken's emotional visit to Tel Aviv.
I'm Jonathan Amberian in Missoula, where a federal judge heard testimony and had some questions about the lawsuit challenging Montana's ban on TikTok.
And we head to the Madison Valley to see how the Ennis Fire Department has managed the rising call volume, and they continue to serve Madison Valley. Alrighty, it is 6:32 on this Friday, the 13th.
Wow, yeah, Friday the 13th.
Spooky. And there's, you said a little bit of fog might be rolling in too.
Yeah, a little patchy fog, especially the low-lying areas from some of the rain and the cooler temperatures. And right now the wind's pretty calm, so good recipe for that. Temperatures for the afternoon, not going to be a tremendous amount warmer than where we're at right now. Basically, we're looking at skies slowly clearing for the afternoon today. Temperatures for the afternoon expected to be right into the low 50s. We will see some sunshine, especially late in the afternoon, early part of the evening. That will allow the temperatures tonight to drop down. We're probably talking some frosty conditions for several locations as we go into the early morning tomorrow. I'm going to talk more in depth about your hour-by-hour forecast in just a few minutes.
All right, thank you very much, Matt. Now, right off the top, the National Fire Council reports that volunteers make up 65% of firefighters in the United States. So I went over to Ennis to explore some rural emergency services through the eyes of a man who has dedicated his life to service.
I've lived here all my life. We do get some volunteers from time to time. We can always use more, of course, but I don't see them flocking to the door to volunteer.
Chief Steve Orr grew up and has lived in Ennis his entire life, a life full of service, from the sheriff's office to the Virginia City Fire Department, and for 18 years with the Madison Valley Rural Fire Department.
Serving your community, giving back, the feeling of doing something that is worthwhile for the community.
A community that is only growing. Taking a look by the numbers, back in the 90s, the town of Ennis hovered around 785 people. And then there were some natural peaks and valleys. But looking at the past 10 years, the town has grown from 839 to 972, a number that Chief Orr says has been reflected in the call volume. He estimates that there are 33% more calls for service. But as the call volume rises, Chief Orr says the volunteers still manage to get the job done, never missing a call.
I wasn't completely sure if we had a very large fire or a little bit of smoke.
A few weeks ago, there was a small electrical fire in a boiler at the Madison Valley Medical Center. It happened in the middle of the night, and CEO Alan Rohrbach got the call and was met with about 10 firefighters who were called in. But Alan Rohrbach highlights a unique aspect of the Madison Valley Fire Team.
Many of the people who are here are also EMTs in our ambulance department. So we really feel fortunate that there's people in the community that are volunteering both for the fire department and are working in our ambulance department. They knew the building. The doors they knew where fans were.
And of course, much of that knowledge comes down to training. The whole team is comprised of 31 people spread across 3 stations. And Chief Orr says he'd love to see more people come and join if they are serious to committing the time and the training.
You know, we'll take people till we run out of equipment.
Chief Orr says that the Madison Valley Fire Department is always looking for volunteers, and you can either give them an email or give them a call. We'll be sure to have both over on our website. In Ennis, Jane McDonald, MTN News. And yesterday in Missoula, a lawsuit challenging Montana's law banning TikTok got a hearing in federal court. MTN senior political reporter Jonathan Amberian was in the courtroom and has a closer look at the testimony.
At a federal court hearing on Thursday, attorneys said it's clear that a lawsuit over Montana's ban on TikTok is going to be a test case watched all over the country. Judge Donald Malloy heard testimony Thursday as he considers whether to put a hold on the ban before it takes effect January 1st. As the hearing was in federal court, cameras were not allowed inside. The Montana legislature passed Senate Bill 419 earlier this year, and Governor Greg Gianforte signed it into law. It says TikTok can't operate within the state, and app stores can't offer it for download. It wouldn't create penalties for users, but it would fine the company if they failed to comply. TikTok and a group of creators who use the app both filed lawsuits challenging the bill. At Thursday's hearing, the attorney for the TikTok creators said banning the app would limit their First Amendment rights of expression, and switching to another platform wouldn't replace the reach they'd be losing. TikTok's attorneys said Montana was inappropriately intruding into foreign affairs by targeting the app's links to China. The parent company that owns TikTok is headquartered in China, and Congress has probed claims that Chinese officials could access information on U.S. users. TikTok has denied any suggestion that their app puts users' data at risk. Attorney General Austin Knudsen was involved with the writing of the bill. Attorneys from his office defended it, saying the primary goal wasn't making a foreign policy statement, but protecting Montanans' data privacy. A spokesperson for the Attorney General said TikTok was attempting to use the First Amendment to evade scrutiny. Malloy had some pointed questions on the law Thursday, including why Montana has been the only state so far to put a full ban on the app. He also questioned how a ban would be enforced around Montana's reservations, which both sides agreed would be exempt. Judge Malloy said Thursday he plans to release an opinion as quickly as he can. In Missoula, Jonathan Ambarian, MTN News.
Thank you very much, Jonathan. Now, the U.S. Secretary of State visited Israel, along with a hostage specialist who will support efforts to free those being held captive in Gaza. Antony Blinken's visit included a stop at a donation center, where Israelis welcomed him with tears and applause.
Secretary of State Antony Blinken was hit with a wall of grief and gratitude, the crowd repeatedly breaking into cheers for his visit. Israelis were at this Tel Aviv donation center to collect supplies for troops on the front lines, preparing for a possible ground invasion of Gaza. Some shared harrowing stories of surviving Hamas's brutal invasion.
We were saved by miracle, but there are friends that we love that weren't and that aren't. Thank you for being here. It's really important. 24-year-old Lior Gelbaum and her boyfriend were at the music festival in southern Israel when militants attacked. We're strong here. We're powerful here in this place now in Tel Aviv and everywhere. Thank you very much.
We're thinking of them and trying to do everything we can.
I know.
We want to bring them home.
There's an overwhelming sense here in Tel Aviv of people wanting to help, wanting to contribute as a way to deal with the pain and shock of what happened. One volunteer told Secretary Blinken when the country heard the U.S. was sending an aircraft carrier to the region, people were cheering in the streets.
We know what we can do. We're not afraid. But the fact that we got American support visibly was so meaningful to people.
With so much lost, Israelis are gathering strength from each other, united in their grief. Ian Lee, CBS News, Tel Aviv.
And the White House raised the number of Americans killed in the Hamas attack to 27. 14 remain unaccounted for. Now, back in some Treasure State headlines, a spooky performance. MTN's John Amy tells us about a horror play happening in Anaconda.
Hey, it's almost Halloween, and the Anaconda Ensemble Theater has a real treat for you. A horror play, live.
The play is incredible. I love horror as a genre, and it's very niche to do it on stage. It's not done on stage very often. It's sort of difficult to do.
The Margins is a one-act play written by David Skeel about paranormal investigators conducting an experiment in an old mansion. Pressler, who works in New York, said it's an exciting challenge to bring horror to the stage.
The commitment of the actors is probably like the biggest thing that you need. You need actors that are like going to go there emotionally, and they're going to scream as loud as they can and like give you the jumps.
There's so much going on all at once, especially when it gets to the scary part. There's a lot going on all at once, so you have to be on your cues at all times.
The cast is made up of amateur to professional actors who are dedicated to putting together a great show.
We're on the ball. Everybody has amazing attitudes, shows up prepared for rehearsals. There's no ego, which is so rare.
Gates is an Anaconda native who has been working as an actress in Los Angeles for 10 years. The actors' strike and some canceled projects had left her temporarily without work.
As an artist, there's always going to be an obstacle. I mean, there's always going to be. So I firmly believe, and what personally keeps me going is always staying creative. I'm just so blessed that the opportunity came like this, in a play, never done it before, with these amazing people and in my hometown.
Performances will be at 7 o'clock in the evening at the Tammany Ballroom, October 13th through the 15th and the 20th through the 22nd. In Anaconda, John Amy, MTN News.
Thank you very much, John. Now, that's not the only thing spooky going on. Of course, Halloween is just right around the corner, so a lot of people will be stocking up on some candy. But what might be scarier are the prices.
I'm John Mattery's Trick or Treat. Halloween candy prices are up again, but we've got some solutions to this scary issue coming up.